running Game Changer. Oh, Sammy is. Do you have Sammy's phone number? Game Changer's not active yet. Strikeout. Good evening, baseball fans, and welcome here to the Gus as we're here for Post 210 Legion Baseball back here in Waupun. Home opener as Waupun started out their season on the road at Laconia and was able to get 11-1 victory in 5 innings over Laconia. So far they're sitting really well, 1-0 on the season here for Legion Baseball. Taking on Mayville Post 69 here in the home opener. Mason Holt starting out right away with a strikeout for the first out. 2-0 is the count here to, I'm not sure. Radiman.
Spanny's trying to tell me that he's got live. So.
He does? Okay. We'll see. There we go. Now I got it. Thank you much. See if we can set the defense here for the Waupun Post 210. Even in the count to 2-2 with 1 out here for Mason Holtz on the mound. See if we've got all of the cameras working. So far, it appears that we do. Slapped over there to the right-hand side over where Noah Garrettson, who's back, eligible to play this season, played at UW Parkside this past spring, went there for school, played some fall ball as well, said it was a really big adjustment. It's going to be hit up the middle, over the head, picked up there by Weiss, bobbled. As Austin Weiss is another one who's going to return on a base hit here.
Reaches on the first hit of the ball game. Ends up left fielder missing Gutenberg. Orchard on deck.
Just one hopper right over the top of the head of Mason Holtz. Not a lot of speed on it for Weiss or for Evan Sauer to try and field out over at shortstop. So first base hit goes to Radovan. Up next is Gutenberg. I'll pick up those first names a little bit later. Mason. Thanks, Scotty Van Galen, helping me out here. Rademan was Conan. And Andrew Thom. I'll get the next ones as you announce them, Scotty. Thanks. 2-0 is the count to Gutenberg. 3-0. Did you do the announcing for sectionals? They wanted too much. They didn't want me to live stream. 125 a game for the WIAA to live stream the sectionals that was here hosted. Walk now, so runners at first and second here for Post 69 from Mayville. Peyton Borchert up on to bat for Mayville, the lefty. So lefty on lefty here. Right on the outside edge there for a strike. Runners at first and second here for Mayville. Pulls that one foul down the first base side. Oh, and 2 is the count to Peyton Borchert. Little bit low. Knocked down there by Camp. Here's the pitch. Outside. 2-2. Ready for the pitch from Mason Holtz for the Waupun post 210. It's going to be hit to the shortstop. It's going to go for the double play. It's able to get the double play. Nice job there by Evan Sauer.
Orchard rounds into the 6-3 double play to the top side in the inning 4, full 69. No runs on 1 hit. They strand 1 after 1/2 inning. Mayville 0. Waupun having a bat. 19 pitches for Holtz.
19 pitches there for Mason Holtz. Facing the first 4 hitters for Mayville. We'll be back here for the bottom of the first with the Waupun Warriors coming up to bat. Or Waupun post 210. Wild Turkeys. Got to get that. Welcome back here to the Gus as the Waupun post 210 Wild Turkeys coming up to bat here for first time at home. Leading off for the Wild Turkeys is Bryant Ferris, center fielder. First pitch inside. The Ferris taken for a ball. Mason Holtz is on deck. Evan Sauer is in the hole. First 3 batters for the Wild Turkeys. Here's the pitch. Zimmer, that's fouled back by Ferris. Keston Zimmer is the pitcher. It's not batting. Is it Keston? Caston. It's being DH'd for tonight. 1-2 is the count to Ferris. Here comes the pitch. Down in the middle, that's going to be popped up. Foul out of play. Schlender's the catcher for Mayville, post 69. Here's the pitch. Down the middle, hit over to the shortstop. Fielded clean, bounced, hopped right into the glove there for the out over at first base.
Ferris grounds to short for the first out. Brings up pitcher Mason Holtz. Sauer.
6-3 is the first put out. Brings up to bat Mason Holtz. Pitcher tonight. Right down the middle for a strike. Very humid tonight. Pulled, fielded there by the first baseman. Steps on the bag for the second out.
It's grounds the first for the second out. Brings up shortstop Evan Sauer. Carries in on deck.
Brings up Evan Sauer. He's playing shortstop for the Wild Turkeys tonight. On deck, Noah Gerritsen. Here's the pitch. On the inside edge for a strike. Outside for a ball. 1-1 is the count. Set the post 69 defense. Breaking ball stays inside, makes the count 2-1 to Evan. Got Legas over at first base, Zitlow over at second, Rodeman over at shortstop, and Wade at third. Gutenberg out in left, Tom out in center. Hit up into the air, out to the center fielder. That's going to be Tom, who's going to get underneath it and get the out for post 69. No runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. 11 pitches for Zimmer. Good efficient inning there for post 69. We'll be back here for the top of the second. You're listening to Jeff Sauer here on Jeff's live stream. We'll be back for Waupun post 210. Welcome back here to the Gus. 0-2 is the count. High pitch there, leaves it up there. 1-2 to Haugley. Damian Haugley for post 69 from Mayville, playing in right field. Gets the strikeout swinging, drops the ball out in front. Is going to get the throw out over at first. Haugley with a strikeout. Brings up number 11, Cole Legas. Wade on deck. First pitch in there. Ooh, looked pretty good from here. Goes called as a ball to Cole Legas. Here's the next pitch. Same spot there. This time it is a strike. Maybe a little bit more inside. 1-1 is the count with one out here. Nice breaking ball there by Mason Holtz. Makes the count 1-2. Fouls that one off. Keeps it at 1-2. Inside for a ball. Two and two is the count. Gets him swinging for the strikeout. Second out. Legas goes down swinging for the second out. Brings up number 30, Jack Wade. Zitlow on deck. 2 down here for post 69. Mason fires that one a little bit high for a ball. Wade is the shortstop. Takes a hack at that one for a strike. 1-1 is the count. Next pitch by Mason. Fouled off. Makes the count 1-2. Holtz ready to deliver. Fires a pitch. Gets him swinging for the 3rd out. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. And after 1.5 complete, zeros on the scoreboard.
In the inning for Mayville, no runs, no hits, nobody left. After 1.5, 0-0.
14 in the inning. I don't see where his total was from the last inning.
Oh, 19.
Yeah.
14 pitches for Holtz, 33 through 2.
Is that how you do it? Perfect. Yep. We'll be back here for the bottom of the 2nd inning. You're listening to Jeff Sauer here on Jeff's live stream. Waupun Post 210 Legion Baseball here from the Gus. Welcome back here to the Gus as we get ready for the bottom of the 2nd inning. Up for the Waupun Post 210 Wild Turkeys, Noah Garrettson. One of those who's eligible to return back. First pitch in there for a strike. Noah was playing baseball at UW Parkside. I believe he's studying something in business when I was speaking to him. That's hit hard for the first base hit between short and 3rd, and Garrettson leads us off here in the 2nd inning with a single.
First hit of the game for Post 210. Brings up right fielder Jake Krieger. We saw that.
Brings up the freshman. Well, no longer a freshman, I guess. I guess I would still be counted that way, but finishing his freshman year, Jake Krieger, number 9. First pitch a little bit low for a ball. I don't see Noah stealing, but we'll see. I don't think that he's worked on the speed. I know that he was doing a lot of pitching for UW Parkside. Strike in there on the inside edge to Jake. 1-1. But you never know. Sometimes that year away you get a little bit more courage. Definitely is going to be helpful to have these boys back, young men back here playing for Post 210, adding them to the talent that they had in the young high school season. Inside again. 1-2 is the count to Krieger. Noah Garrettson is sitting over at first base. Here's the pitch. Inside, that's going to get past. Garrettson will advance over to second base on the wild pitch. takes the force out of play, which is good here for the Warriors, or for the Wild Turkeys. Inside, full count now. Good job there by Jake battling. I was very impressed watching Jake play during the high school season. For a freshman, he was really good stick. Great pitching. Good job over there at first base. Fouls that one off to keep his bat alive. Zitlo over at second base, trying to hold Gerritsen closer. Hit hard down the line for the base hit through the legs of the third baseman. Gets Gerritsen over to third base. Krieger over at first. Brings up Austin Weiss. It's got to be an error, right? Yeah, I couldn't see it.
Krieger reaches out here over to second baseman Austin Weiss. It's also on there.
I got the post right here, trying to flip back and forth. I just saw it squirt. Austin Weiss, again, one of those who's back and returned for the Wild Turkeys to play another season. His last season this will be for Wild Turkeys, as he did not age out. He was over at UW La Crosse. In there for a strike to Austin. It's the second baseman. 1-1 is the count. Dane Stelsel on deck. Here's the pitch. Runner's taken off. Throws right back to the pitcher. Throws over to third. Try and get Gerritsen. Krieger advances. Runners at second and third here for the Wild Turkeys. Nobody out. 1-2 is the count to Austin Weiss. Fouls off that breaking ball. Stays alive. Zimmer ready to deliver for post 69. Here's the pitch. High. Brings it to 2-2. Nobody out. Runners at second and third for the Wild Turkeys. Gerritsen right there in front of Coach Stanky. Here's the pitch. Fouled off the end again on that breaking ball. Nice job there for Austin. Takes a couple of weeks to get back into it, especially if you haven't been playing. I can't remember. I don't think Austin was playing any baseball at UW La Crosse. I think he tried a little bit of fall ball and then just decided to stick with his studies. Here comes the pitch. Down the middle. Dropped for the strike. Fires it down to first base. Gerritsen holds over at third. Weiss goes down swinging for the first out. Brings up now for the Wild Turkeys, number 23, Dane Stelsel. Dane played third base the entire high school season. Here's the pitch. High. Stelsel able to lay off on that one for a ball. 1 out, runner still at second and third. Gerritsen is over at third base for the Wild Turkeys. Jake Krieger over at second. Zimmer with the pitch. That's hit hard. Down the line, possible foul territory. It is. Caught. He's going to tag. Gerritsen's coming, trying to get down the line, and does. Stands up for the lead run. Didn't advance over at second base. I'm surprised that Krieger didn't take off. Dane Stelsel does his job, gets the sacrifice fly. Second out brings up Ethan Cunningham for the Wild Turkeys. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Zimmer from the stretch again with a runner over at second base. Here's the pitch. High and inside. Over the head of Cunningham. Right over the top of his head, it looked like. 1-1. Here's the pitch. Cunningham fouls that one off. 1-2. 2 down. Krieger sitting over at second base. The Wild Turkeys score first here in this contest, putting up 1 run so far here in the second inning. Here's the pitch. Down low. Nice block there by Schlender. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces are wild up there on the scoreboard. Here's the pitch. Flares that one over to the third base side in foul territory and ends up flying out to the third baseman. 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 stranded. After 2 complete, Waupun Warriors with a 1-0 lead. Zimmer with 22 pitches in that inning, 34 total. And we'll be back here from the Gus in the top of the third as the Wild Turkeys with a 1-0 lead over Mayville post 69. Welcome back here to the Gus. 2-2 is the count to Nick Zitlow. Breaking ball hangs a little bit there. Makes it a full count for Zitlow. Fouls that off to the first base side. Here's the pitch. Popped up in the air. Foul territory once again. Zitlow battling up there against Holtz. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball just hangs a little bit. Ends up drawing a walk. Brings up the catcher, Schlender. Schlender, yep. Javen?
He just has, unless possible that Spanny did a typo and it's J.
Oh, I think it's Javion. Javen, maybe.
It's a V instead of a Y. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think. Schlender tries to bunt. Makes it 0-2.
You're probably right. That would make the most sense, actually.
That's Spanny's handwriting.
Yeah.
Oh, and 2. Here's the pitch. Inside, gets him swinging for the strikeout. That's a 4th strikeout here, or 5th strikeout for Holtz.
Brings up top of the order center fielder,
Andrew Thom up to bat. Struck out in the first. A little bit low for a ball. Runner over at first base. It's the catcher. Fouls that one off, makes it 1-1. Here's the pitch. Nice breaking ball there. Took a little bit off, allowed that one to come and drop in there for a strike. 1-2. Here's the pitch. Hammered. Foul. Just foul. Right down the line. He pulled that one hard. Ends up just foul. Fouls that one off. Keeps the count at 1-2 with 1 out. Mason Holtz from the stretch, ready to deliver. Here's the pitch. Gets him inside, swinging on that breaking ball. 2 strikeouts now for Thom. Brings up Rodman. First pitch into Rodman's a ball. Rodman has the one and only hit. Hit for Mayville. Their other runner got on by 2 of them by a walk. 1-1 is the count to Rodman. Here's the pitch. Flares that one off to the right side. Foul. Zitlow sitting over there at first base. Drew the walk. Here's the pitch. High on that breaking ball. 2-2 is the count to Rodman. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball fouled off. Keeps the count at 2-2 with 2 down. Deuces are wild up there on the scoreboard here for Mason Holtz. Here's the pitch. Gets him swinging for the out.
Redham goes down swinging to retire the side in the inning. 4-69. No runs, no hits. They strand long after 2.5.
No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on for post 69 from Mayville. After 2.5 complete, the Waupun post 210 Wild Turkeys won Mayville post 69, 0. We'll be back for the bottom of the third. We'll have Camp, Ferris, and Holtz up to bat. Welcome back here to the Gus. Bottom of the third, Hunter Camp, the catcher for the post 210 Wild Turkeys, leading off. Hits that one over towards the third baseman, bobbles it again, trying to get down the line. Does, and then there's interference as he runs. Camp tries to turn and runs in head first, hits the shoulder of the first baseman, gets leveled. Looks like Hunter's okay.
Camp reaches on the air, brings up top of the order, center fielder Brian Ferris. Holtz on deck. Courtesy, they do courtesies, yeah.
Looks like they have a courtesy runner coming in, number 2.
Courtesy runner for the catcher, number 2, Brady White.
Brady White will be in the courtesy. Camp reaches on the error. Leadoff runner on here for the Wild Turkeys again here in the second. Tries to lay down a bunt as Ferris. Ball way up there by the eyes. He couldn't pull back on the bat. Strike one. Bounces foul down the line. White over at first. Breaking ball in there for a strike. 0-2 to Bryant Ferris. Center field here for the Wild Turkeys. Goes down swinging, throws back over to first, doesn't get him.
Ferris goes down swinging for the first out, brings up the pitcher, Mason Holtz. Sauer on there.
First out for the post 69. Throw over by Zimmer. Brings up the pitcher, Mason Holtz. White's taken off. Got him tagged out on the throw. As White got gunned down there by Schlender. Two to 6 on that putout. Caught stealing for the second out. Holtz down 0-2 also. Here comes the pitch by Zimmer. Pulled hard by Holtz, foul. Keeps it still at 0-2 though with 2 outs. Hard hit over there between the first and second. Mason Holtz gets on with a base hit.
Holtz reaches on the 2-out single, brings up shortstop Evan Sauer. Garrett's on deck. emergency runner for the pitcher, number 5, Trent Ferris.
Trent Ferris will be running. Trent is also one of those who came back, was eligible to play. I think there was 4 that I heard that came. Tyler Fromholtz, I think, came back after playing golf. That's hit hard by Sauer, right to the left fielder, unfortunately.
Sauer lines to left to retire the side. In the inning for Waupun, no runs. 1 hit, 1 Mayville error. They strand 1.
No runs on 1 hit,
1-0.
1 error, and 1 left on.
Pitches for Zimmer, 44-3.
After 3 complete, Wild Turkeys from Waupun, post 210. With a 1-0 lead over Mayville, post 69. We'll be back here for the top of the 4th. Gutenberg down 0-2 right away here by Mason Holtz. Gets him swinging for the strikeout.
Gutenberg goes down swinging for the first out, brings up designated hitter, Peyton Borchard.
Peyton Borchard up. The designated hitter, batting for the pitcher Zimmer. The lefty. Grounded out to the shortstop in a double play. Hits that one foul for a strike. Here's the pitch. High, 1-1. Strike 2. High and on the outside. 2-2. Gets him swinging for the second out.
Borchard goes down swinging for the second out, brings up right fielder, Damian Hogley. Legacy on deck.
It's 9th strikeout for Mason Holt so far. Hogley up to bat now for post 69. Damian was a strikeout victim in the second. Starts out with a strike. Mason pulls that one a little bit, brings it inside, 1-1. Going to be flowing out towards the right fielder. Going to get it is Jake Krieger for the out. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left in after 3.5 complete. Waupun post 210, 1. And Mayville post 69, 0. We'll be back here for the bottom of the fourth. Welcome back here to the Gus, bottom of the fourth inning. Noah Garrettson leading off here. Had the first hit of the game for the Wild Turkeys. Pop fly over to the right side, seeing if there's enough room. Runs out of space to go pick that one up. Fouls it off. Garrettson came around and scored all the way after getting that first hit. Wild Turkeys with only 2 hits so far. Nice block there by Schlender. Zimmer being pretty efficient as well here pitching. Inside for a ball. Here's the pitch. On the outside, 3-1 is the count to Garrettson. Just the count that you want here for Noah. Wearing number 13. It's the same number he wore in high school. Ends up walking. Back on base again. Brings up Jake Krieger. From the stretch, Zimmer, right down the middle, drilled right back to the pitcher. Zimmer fires it over to second, and they turn the double play.
Krieger rounds into the 1-6-3 for the first 2 outs. Brings up the second baseman, Austin Weiss.
Brings up now for the Wild Turkeys, Austin Weiss. Weiss struck out in the second inning. Breaking ball inside. One 1-0 to Austin. Here's the pitch. High. Austin has got great speed if he can get on base. Playing second base tonight. where he also played in high school. Ooh, a little bit low, he thought, but it's called a strike. 2-1. Here's the pitch. Hit over to the second baseman. Picks it up. Weiss get down the line. Calls him out. Wasn't sure if he hung on to the ball, I think is what the concern was. Ends up getting the ground out. Showed that good speed getting down the line. Almost forced the second baseman to throw it wide and make the error. After 4 complete, Wild Turkeys won, post 69-0. From the Gus here in Waupun, Waupun Legion post 210 action. Home opener here for the Wild Turkeys. We'll be back for the top of the 5th. Welcome back here to the Gus. 2-2 is the count here for Cole Legis. To a full count here in the top of the 5th inning. Wild Turkey's holding on to a 1-0 lead. Gets him swinging for the out.
Goes down swinging for the first out, brings up third baseman, Jack Wade. Nice one back.
So once again, the pitching rules are a little bit different for Legion. I can't remember exactly what the count is. I think they're allowed an extra 10 or something like that. That's a 9th strikeout here for Holtz. 10th, you're right. Yep, 10th strikeout. 1-1 is the count here to Jack Wade. Mason Holtz just dealing. 1-2. Here's the pitch. Popped up into the air. Center fielder Brian Ferris getting underneath it and gets the out.
Wade plays the center for the second out. The second baseman, Devin Neitzel.
Devin Neitzel now coming into the game for Nick Zitlow. His first at bat after Zitlow drew the walk. First pitch into Neitzel is a ball. Low for ball 2. Here's the pitch. Ooh, ball 3. Certainly don't want to lose this first time seeing you, Mason. You don't want to. They're going to walk him.
Basil draws the intentional 2-out walk, brings up catcher Jay Schlender. Top of the order, back.
Coach is going to come in and have a conversation. Not sure if they're looking at doing a pitching change or if it's just going to be a conversation. No, it looks like Krieger is switching gloves. So it looks like Jake Krieger is going to come in, and it looks like Holtz is going to go. Is that his 74th pitch? So 75 is that what he wants to hold him? New pitcher in for the Wild Turkeys is going to be Jake Krieger. He's going to face Javen Schlender. Hit over to the right side. Weiss bobbles it, picks it up, gets it over to first, gets the out.
Second to retire to the side. In the inning, 4 Mayville, no runs, no hits. It's ran to 1 after 4.
No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on for Mayville post 69.
Total, 1 for Krieger.
1 pitch for Jake Krieger, and he gets the out right away. After 4.5 complete, the Wild Turkeys 1. And post 69 from Mayville 0. We'll be back here for the bottom of the 5th. You're listening to Jeff Sauer here on Jeff's live stream. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast so far. We'll be back here for the bottom of the 5th. Up to bat here for the Wild Turkeys is Dane Stelsel. Then Ethan Cunningham and then Hunter Camp for the Wild Turkeys. Bottom of the fifth, Wild Turkeys holding on to a 1-0 lead. Stelsel pops that one up into the air. Shortstop goes back after it and is able to grab it for the first out.
Pops it short for the first out. Brings up left fielder Ethan Cunningham. Camp on deck.
Brings him now for the Wild Turkeys, Ethan Cunningham. Wind switched a little bit direction. It was blowing in before when we started the game. Now it looks like it shifted a little bit more towards left. First pitch in there for a ball to Cunningham. Bringing in some of that soupy air that we're going to be getting for tomorrow. The humidity is just going to start to rise. We were just having that conversation here. 92, 95 doesn't make a difference when you get that humidity up there. It's going to be miserable no matter what. And we'll be back here on air for tomorrow's broadcast. 1-1 is the count. Here's the pitch. Fouled off by Cunningham. 1-2. With only one out here so far. American Legion Baseball. Popped up into the air. That's going to go foul. Keeps the count at 1-2 for Ethan. Mason Holtz had a great outing here for Wild Turkeys. 79 pitches, 10 strikeouts. In the dirt, Cunningham takes off on that and ends up getting thrown out. Number 9 hitter for the Wild Turkeys is going to be Hunter Camp. Camp reached on an error. Mason with 10 strikeouts and only 3 walks. That was only the third strikeout there for Zimmer. He's only had 1 walk. One and 0 is the count to Hunter Camp. Takes a cut at that one. 1-1. Here's the pitch. Hit back up the middle. Good play there by the shortstop to knock it down, but unable to get it. That's going to be a base hit, I think, for Hunter Camp. We'll see what the Scotty Van Galen agrees, calls that a single. It was hit hard right up the middle. It's just a good play there by the shortstop to dive and knock it down. Brings up the leadoff hitter for the Wild Turkeys, Bryant Ferris, now with an opportunity. With Camp staying in to run for himself, dives back in. Last time I think he got leveled with a shoulder running into the first baseman on the error. This time he gets drilled by the throw over, as if he doesn't get beat up enough playing catcher. Two down here for the Wild Turkeys. Here's the pitch by Zimmer. Hits him in the backside. Ferris. Now runners at first and second. Brings up Mason Holtz. Holtz with a single the last time up. He punched it there between the first and second baseman. Drilled one down the first base line that was fielded by the first baseman. So here's an opportunity for Mason. Push another run across. On the outside edge for a strike. Ferris over at first base. Camp over at second. Nobody holding him. Pop fly by Mason Holtz. Out of play. Oh, and 2 is the count to Mason. Just finished his sophomore year. Outside for a ball. One and two. 2 down. Runners at first and second for the Wild Turkeys. Here's the pitch. High. 2 and 2. Deuces are wild here on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 runners on for the Wild Turkeys. Here's an opportunity. Here's the pitch. Outside again. Mason gets the full count after being down 0-2. Battles all the way back to a full count with 2 outs, sends the runners in motion. So any base hit here has the potential to score a run. Fouls that one off as he came way inside on the hands. Keeps it as a full count with 2 outs. Here comes the pitch from Zimmer on the outside and puts the bases loaded with Evan Sauer coming up to bat. Sauer's a dangerous hitter. He's made contact both times. Here's the pitch on the outside edge to Evan. So you got Mason Holtz sitting over at first. Brian Ferris over at second. And Hunter Camp sitting over at third base. From the windup, just inside. You got to learn to wear that, baby. We talked about that last year, our last high school season. I know that you don't certainly want to, but you make him wear that. You push a run across with bases loaded. Especially with 2 outs. Gets past. Here's a chance for that same run to come a score, and there it is. Hunter Camp pushes across it. Moves the runners up, takes care of a force. 2-1 is the count. With 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Sauer's going to flare that one right over to the first baseman and gets the out.
Sauer boxes first to retire the side, and the inning 4 walk on to pick up a run. And 1 base hit. They strand 2 after 5.
1 run on 1 hit. No errors and 2 left on for the Wild Turkeys. As post 210 is able to push another run across and make the score 2-0 here after 5 complete. You're listening to Jeff Sauer here on Jeff's live stream. We'll be back here for the top of the 6th. Jake Krieger on the mound for the Wild Turkeys. Welcome back here to the Gus. Top of the 6th inning. 1-2 is the count to the leadoff hitter, Andrew Thom. 2-2. Good stop there by Hunter Camp. That's hit hard. In the gap, trying to track it down. Mason Holtz with a great snag there for the out. Good hustle there by Mason Holtz. We got to see that one on instant replay.
Center fielder retires Tom for the first out. Brings up the shortstop, Cohen.
What a long run there for Mason Holtz to get back there and cover that gap and reach out with a snag that glove and get the out. Brings up Conan Rodman. He's going to hit one up the middle. Picked up there by Sauer. He fires over to Garrettson and gets the out.
Rodman grounds to short for the second out. Brings up the left fielder, Mason Gutenberg.
Brings up Mason Gutenberg. So Krieger coming in and doing his job. He's just throwing strikes, making sure and then letting his defense do some defensive plays out there. Defense wasn't the problem for the Waupun Warriors during the high school season. It was their offense trying to push some runs across. Breaking ball knocked down there by Camp. They did make a few, I guess I shouldn't say that. They made a couple of mistakes that they shouldn't have made, but again, that comes from a young team and not sitting in that same situation here defensively. On the outside for a ball. Gutenberg had a walk and a strikeout. 2-0 is the count. Krieger with the pitch. Fouled off right down the middle. 2-1. With 2 down here in the top of the 6th inning. Wild Turkeys with a 2-0 lead. Here's the pitch by Krieger. Inside, 3-1. Here's the pitch. Right on the inside edge. Makes it a full count, 3-2. Gutenberg thought it was a ball. Full count now with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Inside this time and ends up getting the walk. Second time he's drawn a walk. Borchard on deck, or up to bat now. Struck out in the 4th. But Mason was really on a roll. Breaking ball there for a strike. Nice pitch there by Jake Krieger. A lot of confidence to start it out with a breaking ball for a strike. Here's the pitch. It's hit hard. That one's going to be in the gap. Holtz is going to get there. Going to fire it into second. Holds the runner at second and third. Nice double. Brings up Damian Hogley. Flew out to right in the 4th, struck out in the 2nd. First time Mayville's had runners over at I think they're going to talk about whether they're going to actually walk him or what they're going to do because you got Legas coming up who struck out twice. Oh. That could be. Garrettson pitched against Laconia. He went 4 innings against Laconia. But this makes sense. What did Krieger throw? That's only like, what he's got?
14 for 15 total.
Yeah, 15 pitches. Krieger had come in as the reliever against when Noah ran out of 70 pitches. I think they pulled Noah. And I believe I have to talk to him again, but I believe Noah told, I think that he was exclusively was pitching at UW Parkside. And I know they had a struggled season when we were talking to him. I think they only had 2 wins. He had one of those. But I'm not 100% sure because the last time I had talked to him about that was like middle of April. He was just over last night. I should have talked to him. They had caught a bunch of panfish at Lake Emily. I don't know if I would have. Actually, I didn't think they were that big, but they decided they were going to keep them as appetizers. And was cleaning some fish as him and Caleb are really good friends. So this will be the first time that I've gotten to see Noah pitch, and I didn't really go back and look at the scorebook. One of the things that Noah's challenge always was before is making sure that he got a hit of the counter, the batters. If he did that, he was deadly.
15 pitches, now pitching for Waupun with 13, Noah Garrettson.
So Garrettson's going to come on here now with runners at second and third. Middle of the count, right? Oh, I guess not. That's right, after the double. Okay. That's going to bring up Damian Hugley. A little bit low there for Garrettson. Wind switched again. Now it's blowing right back in. Here's the pitch. Strike there. Noah certainly has picked up his pace and speed from what he did in the high school season. And he enjoyed his time. He said even though they were struggling, he still enjoyed the opportunity to continue to play baseball at the high level. 2-1. UW Parkside, the only Division II school in the state. Foul, reaches out and snakes that one out of the air as a little cue shot and gets the out. For the third out. No runs on one hit. It was a good double. 2 left on and no errors. After 5.5 complete, Wild Turkeys 2. And Post 69 0.
Great. Thank you.
New pitcher here for post 69 is going to be
For Mayville, number 7,
Conan Rodman.
Rodman.
Up for the Wild Turkeys is going to be Noah Garrettson. Noah's been on twice. Once with a single and once with a walk. Hit hard down to the third base side, hops up into his glove, fires over across and gets the out over at first base. First time Garrettson is put out.
First baseman, Jake Krieger.
Brings up the first baseman now, Jake Krieger. Jake had come in and threw 15 pitches. And then Noah Garrettson came in to finish the inning after runners were at second and third. Krieger moves over to first. Here's the pitch by Rodman. Ball. Krieger reached on an error in the second and was in a part of a double play in the fourth. Hit up the middle. There's going to be a base hit for Jake. Just off of the glove. The shortstop, but that still is a good right up the middle hard hit.
The 1-0 hit. Brings up second baseman Austin Weiss.
Brings up Austin Weiss. Weiss looking for his first time to get on. An opportunity to use his speed. Here you might see a bunt situation potentially. 2 is a courtesy runner, Brady White, I believe that is.
Being for Waupun, number 2 is Brady White.
Comes in as the... How can he?
He's entering, but I'm assuming they're doing re-entry too, so I'm assuming Jake will re-enter when
Oh,
defensively.
okay.
That's my assumption. Assuming they're doing it just basically like high school rules.
In the dirt, knocked down there by Schlender. White didn't get an opportunity to get a jump on that. Didn't see Austin turn to square to bunt, which is what I thought we might see. I haven't really seen any small ball here to put some pressure on the defense, either one of them. Rodman fires over to first. Hit up into the air for Weiss. Short coming after it is the shortstop. He gets the out.
Weiss spots short for the second out. Brings up third baseman Dane Stelsel.
2 down now here for the Wild Turkeys. Brings up Dane Stelsel. Dane has been dangerous also during the high school season. Was able to hit the ball hard. Just inconsistent with it, just like he's done so far tonight. Hit one out to left field hard. And popped one in foul territory, or popped one to the shortstop. White again stays retreating instead of paying attention to what's happening with the catcher and gets us stuck over at first base. Little gun shy, I'm assuming, from being thrown out before. That's hard hit again. That's up in the air. The left fielder coming in and ends up getting the out as the wind knocks it down.
Stelsel flies the left to retire the side of the inning for Waupun. No runs, 1 hit.
No runs on 1 hit.
2-0. Waupun.
No errors, and nobody, or in 1 left on for the Wild Turkeys. After 6 complete, the Wild Turkeys with a 2-0 lead. We'll be back here for the top of the 7th as the Wild Turkeys try and close out post 69 from Mayville. Go top of the 7th. Wild Turkeys with a 2-0 lead. Noah Garrettson leading it off right away against Cole Legis, who's got 2 strikeouts, getting a strike. Getting ahead in the count. Right there again for a second strike. Garrettson dealing really well. Head 0-2. Here's the pitch. Ooh, tried to finish him out just a little bit low. 2-1 or 1-2 is the count. To Legis. Here's the next pitch. Right there on the inside. Gets him looking for the first strikeout.
Looking for the first out. Brings up third baseman Jack Wade. Zitlow on there.
Brings up Jack Wade. And Zitlow comes back in for Neitzel. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball there. Catches that outside edge. Nice pitch there by Noah. Took a little bit off. Let that ball dance. Catch that outside edge. Noah's going from the stretch. Same position there, 0-2. That one he hangs out a little bit too far. 1-2 with 1 out. Sauer's going to grab it. Fires it over to Krieger to get the out. Over at short.
Second baseman Nick Zitlow. Schlender.
Brings up again number 14, Nick Zitlow. Ooh, pitch in there just a little bit low. That one's high and outside. 2-0. Noah wants to make sure again that he gets ahead in the count. Stay there. There's that pitch coming right back for a strike. 2-1. 2 strikeouts away from ending this game here for the Wild Turkeys. Fouled off. 2-2. Just on the outside edge. Interesting. This is his windup here. And he ends up walking him. Gets underneath the glove of Camp. Brings up Javen the Slender. Zitlow had got on before with a walk in the second, or in the third, and draws another one here to start out the 7th. Schlender now facing Garrettson for the first time. Fouls that one off. Garrettson ahead of him as he fouled it off to the right side. Two down here. Runner over at first is Zitlow. Nice breaking ball there. Pulls the string on that one. Gets ahead 0-2. Garrettson ready to deliver. And fouled off there. Good job of battling by Schlender. Still 0-2 with 2 outs. Zitlow sitting over at first for post 69. Low. Knocked down by Camp. Says hold on to it. Let the runner advance. 1-2 now to Schlender. The number 9 hitter here for post 69. On the outside, 2-2. Noah doesn't want to lose him here. He's got it. Deuces are wild up on that scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the Wild Turkeys got a 2-0 lead. Here comes the pitch. Pulls the string and gets him swinging for the out. And the Wild Turkeys from post 210 are going to get the victory 2-0 over Mayville's post 69. We'll be back here tomorrow for another broadcast before the Wild Turkeys, as they're going to be taking on Horicon. 6:30 start, as they're going to be taking on Horicon. It's supposed to be a cooker, so hopefully we'll be up here, get some fans moving, get some air flowing through here. And the Waupun Wild Turkeys had no errors defensively. Mayville with 2 errors on the defensive side. 12 strikeouts total by the Wild Turkeys pitchers. 5 walks, 3 strikeouts by the pitchers for Mayville, and 2 walks. Giving up 4 hits, while Wild Turkey's pitchers between Mason Holtz, Jake Krieger, and Noah Garrettson gave up 2 hits total. Once again, the Wild Turkeys from Post 210 win 2-0. You've been listening to Jeff Sauer here on Jeff's live stream. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We'll be back here again for tomorrow's broadcast as they take on Horicon here at 6:30. Thanks again for listening. Take care. God bless. And I